Invocation by Mr. Henry, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this privilege, Lord, to come and do the business of the city. And we ask your divine guidance, Lord, in making our decisions, Lord, to make sure that they are what that you want for this community and this people. Heavenly Father, be with our safety forces, that they protect us and administer their duties daily, Lord, protect them from harm and danger. And always be with our men and women that's in harm's way in our military, Lord, just always protect them and their families. And you're the ones sick, Lord, and heal their bodies, and heal everyone that's in need, Lord. We pray that they will find what they need. We ask all these things in our own name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call.
Beckman,
Here.
Henry,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Silly,
Here.
Carl,
Here.
Cole, here.
Mr. President. Mr. Ratner.
I'd like to make a motion that we excuse Councilman.
Motion second to excuse Mr. Crandall. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, Mr. Crandall. Okay. Mr. Crandall is excused. I need approval of the minutes of April 21st, 2014. So moved. Second. Motion second to approve. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Minutes been approved. Election appointments, none. Special orders of committees, none. Unfinished business, none. Petition and communications, none. Visitors. Any visitor like to speak? Approach the podium. State your name, address, tell us your business.
Becky Goodwin, 1611 Haven Road. I just wanted to come up and say that, I was gonna say it in John's meeting, but there's more attendees in here. The parade coming up on the 17th, if you aren't already part of it, or, going to sit on the sidelines, we still need helpers. So anyone that would like to be part of that, I think she would like some more people over to the park, but, I would like to say it is going to be an awesome day to celebrate our veterans. Cletus, you too. You also, John, thanks for being such a good part of this. So, I, of course, am on board too because I'm helping them build their float. So, they're having a good time and I think they're really gonna enjoy it. So I welcome any input, outside help, greatly appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to Youth and Government Fridays. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other visitor? Seeing none. Move on to committee reports, finance and budget. Mrs. Cole.
Yes, Finance and Budget met this evening at 6:08, I'm sorry. We had 4 legislative requests on the agenda. The first was to amend the sign ordinance to allow for digital signs with some limitations and restrictions. The second legislative request was to, for the dedication of the Port Authority Bridge and Aerospace Drive. You'll hear more about that in Community Development and Zoning. Third legislative request was to appropriate $6,228.36 for 4 new computers. The original price quote we got was for 2, but we received a discount by purchasing more than 1, and by purchasing 4, they got basically the equivalent of 1 free. Fourth legislative request was to appropriate from the Capital Improvement Fund and transfer to the Pool Fund $30,000 for maintenance and equipment for inspection and repair of a leaking activity pool, plus to purchase some computer equipment. Park Superintendent Geller will discuss this in further detail at the next Parks Committee meeting. Under other items, there was just some explanation about the need for the additional computers. Windows XP is no longer supported by Microsoft. That support ended last month. In late 2013, Mike Roches with Data, our tech consultants, did an evaluation of the city PCs, and 4 were remaining as identified as too old to upgrade. They're situated at the utility window, one in tax, the mayor's computer, and, the council clerk's lens. These did not get into the budget, and so the cost was $6,228.36 in total. And that was it for Finance Committee. We adjourned at 6:13. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public Services, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Public Service Committee met on April 28th, 5:30 PM. There were no delinquent accounts to present. Wastewater, Mr. Geller discussed the painting of the south clarifier. Budget was set at $40,000. Hastings and Sawyer engineers estimated $93,000. Bids will be sent out as soon as possible. New windows were installed at the main building up to OSHA specs. Confirmed space training will be held May 22nd. Wastewater plant maintenance is completed. The new roof on the chemical building is replaced by a metal building, and the lab work goals were discussed and progress noted. On the water side, the water plant improvement update was given. Variable frequency drive pumps are in operation. The concrete grout in the bottom of the new clarifier is complete. Flat concrete work has started around the clarifier. A discussion was held on water leaks that aren't our property, and Mr. Geller will give a report next month. Number 8 well will be cleaned this year. And finally, the ADR study is underway. After discussing the goals, the meeting was adjourned at 7:14 PM. Anything else, Mr. Geller?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public Safety, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public safety will be Monday, May 19th, 5:30 PM. She basically did that. May 12th. That's sorry. She basically,
No, sir.
you can cut the mill or anything.
No.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Streets and Drainage, Mr. Heflin.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Streets and Drainage Committee will meet Monday, May 19th, 5:30 PM. Anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thanks.
That's all, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Development Zoning, Mr. Henry.
Thank you, sir. Community Development Committee met tonight at 5:30. And we had 6 items on the agenda. Number 1 was a legislative request was presented for the dedication of the Port Authority West Entrance Drive and Bridge. The drive and bridge will be completely rehabilitated prior to acceptance by the city. There's a 1/4 mile of roadway there, and they'll be giving us a year of warranty on the roadway. And the second legislative request was presented for the revision of the sign ordinance to allow digital electronic signs. Both the Planning Commission and the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals support the revision. And main things on these is only be allowed in B3, M1, and M2, and there will be no pulsating or moving letters on the displays. And the sizes, one business is 32 square feet, the sign face will be 32 square feet, and a multi-tenant property like some of the properties that have more than one thing, they are allowed 32 square feet. And there's more in the things that we didn't put on the meeting. Number 3, planning for the May 17th Armed Forces Parade is going well. There will be approximately 56 units participating, plus other veterans assistance organizations at Keller Park. And the mayor let it out that there's going to be a special event there, but nobody's telling, so that'll be good. Number 4 was discussion on establishing hours of operation for garbage pickup contingent. And John told us the community hours have been studied and it would not be difficult for Heath to copy them. So So we're looking forward them to come up with that. And some of them's already abiding by the rules that we've talked about. Some of the garbage companies have. And last Christmas, the State Route 79 bridge over Round Creek was decorated with lighted wreaths, which used electric service from the Kessler billboard adjacent to the bridge. If this is to be an annual event, it would be much better to supply the bridge with its own electrical service. And John is looking to, is putting together an estimate of what the approximate cost would be. The State Route 79 entrance apron to the police department driveway is severely deteriorated, and they're putting together an estimate to, the estimate has been similar now to replace the asphalt portion with concrete and also improve the drainage and improve that entrance. Is there anything else, John?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, David Shea.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I need to go back to finance for a minute. I was remiss and I did not ask Auditor Alexander if he had anything to add.
I have nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. And I don't know if Kim is, yes, Kim, did you have anything to add? Okay, thank you. Now we move on to Parks, Recreation, and David Shea. Parks, Recreation, and David Shea will meet Monday, May 19th, immediately following Streets and Drainage. Did you have anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Craig was absent tonight, so Mayor Johnson.
Yeah, John would like to provide the update, please, for our planning commission meeting with that.
Planning Commission met April 24th with 3 items on the agenda. Final approval for Aerospace Drive rehabilitation program, the sketch approval for development on Kaiser Drive, and also a recommendation being forwarded to council regarding approval of sign ordinance proposal. Our next meeting will be on May 22nd.
Thank you. That's all the committee reports. Introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 26 has been pulled, so move on to ordinance 27, 2014.
Ordinance 27, 2014, an ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $2,600 from the general fund to council capital outlay for purchasing for a 118-foot conference table, office room, and trading in one 16-foot conference table.
Mr. President,
Mrs. Cole.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the second reading of ordinance 27, 2014.
Second.
A motion and a second to waive. Roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Motion to waive has been approved.
Mr. President,
Mrs. Cole.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 27, 2014.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Ordinance 27, 2014 has been adopted. Ordinance 28, 2014.
Ordinance 28, 2014, an ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $2,163.96 within the general fund, general administration services, pay annual agreement, fee for contract with the County Humane Society for prevention of cruelty to animals.
Ordinance 28, 2014 be held for second reading. Ordinance 29, 2014.
Ordinance 29, 2014, an ordinance waiving bids, authorizing and directing the disposal of one 1994 and one 1998 dump truck for the street department.
Ordinance 29, 2014 be held for second reading. Ordinance 30, 2014.
Ordinance 30, 2014, an ordinance waiving bids, authorizing and directing disposal of excess weight equipment and associated hardware used in the fire department fitness program.
Mr. President,
Mr. Johnson.
make a motion that we waive second reading of ordinance 30, 2014.
Second. Motion and second to waive. Roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Motion to waive has been approved.
Mr. President,
Mr. Johnson.
make a motion we adopt ordinance 30, 2014.
Second. Motion and second to adopt. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Ordinance 30, 2014 has been adopted. Ordinance 31 has been pulled, so it moves on to ordinances on second reading. Ordinance 23, 2014.
Ordinance 23, 2014, an ordinance authorizing the appropriation and transfer $1,020.05 within the general fund to street fund. Also the transfer of $1,020.05 within the street fund to street services. Resolve a wrong payment made to a wrong vendor, which was returned in budget year 2013.
Mr. President,
Mrs. Cole.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 23, 2014.
Second. Motion second to adopt. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Ordinance 23, 2014 has been adopted. Ordinance 25, 2014.
Ordinance 25, 2014, an ordinance amending ordinance 5192, establishing and authorizing the collection of a service fee for any check made payable to the order of the city of Heath, Ohio, that are returned unpaid.
Mr. President,
Mrs. Cole.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 25, 2014.
Second. Motion and second to adopt. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Heffley,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Ordinance 25, 2014 has been adopted. Okay, resolutions on first reading, there are none. Resolutions on second reading, none. Reports to city officials, Mayor Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President, welcome to visitors in attendance. Things I want to just make mention of. The Youth and Government Day with our 8th graders this year is this Friday, May 9th. John, please, if you would, make sure you extend many thanks to the Heath Lions Club for helping to organize the lunch there at the fire station like they do every year. I think also McDonald's helps with that as well by providing the burgers and such. So please make sure you let them know how grateful the city is for their assistance in helping with that program. And also thank you to the fire department that will be working on getting Station 1 ready for the day. So Captain Miller, if you would please pass that along. Also, I want to thank Becky and really everyone that's been involved in organizing the Armed Forces Day Parade, which will be on Saturday, May 17th, beginning at noon. I think that it will be a very nice tribute and celebration of those people who are serving their country in the armed forces and helping to protect us and the freedoms that we enjoy. Appreciate so much participation coming from the county. This was intended to be a county-wide celebration, and it has turned out, I think, to be just that. So thank you to everyone that's involved in organizing and participating in that event. Should be a good day. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Auditor Alexander.
It's easy for you to say before your evening class.
Practicing.
Mr. President, I have no report this evening.
Thank you. Auditor Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing to report.
Let's see. Down there, Mr. Heffley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like to welcome the visitors, and with that, I have nothing else.
Thank you. Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. Love of standing room lonely crowd. And with that,
Thank you. Mr. Johnson.
Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just welcome to everyone and happy Cinco de Mayo. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Mr. Henry.
Yeah, I too would like to welcome everyone. Welcome to the crowded room only.
Glenn, anything tonight? Now, beloved, we're gonna start with our birthday boy tomorrow, Mr. John Draw. All right, how about Chief Mason? Captain Miller?
I believe Chief Huggins, a couple people have asked me, I believe Chief Huggins is recovering well. He's getting antsy to come back to work before today. He's, I think, working on the doctor to get him permission to come back for a couple hours, for a couple days. Next week, start shuffling some papers, you know, acting chiefly and whatnot. So, other than that, for once this year, none of our equipment's broke. All of our rolling stock is rolling currently. That's all I have.
So we had to get rid of the chief in order to get the rolling stock working?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Whoever it is, and Bob Geller.
Nothing.
Kim Geller.
Nothing, thank you.
John Geller. You want to say anything about you, the governor, or anything?
No, just hope it's a good time. Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know what the surprise is now. The parking company, the mayor was gonna sing or something.
No, we want this to be a good event.
Nothing.
I just wanted, on youth and government, want to make sure I get everyone's committee report. So all the council members get your committee report. And I want to thank the department heads and any of the city officials and city employees that'll be helping out on Friday doing the tours and stuff. So I hope that's all planned out. Everything usually that works out real well and stuff. So hope everything goes well on Friday. And with that, I don't have anything else. So we'll move on to new business, which are none. Reading the bids.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had the materials and chemicals bid. And the result from that was Mid-Ohio Valley Lime was the low bidder for bulk, I should say, lowest and best bidder for bulk lime. All these would be lowest and best. Bonded Chemicals for liquid chlorine, Sal Chemical for aluminum sulfate, Shelley Materials for aggregates, limestone and gravel, and Scioto Materials LLC for asphalt. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Miscellaneous? Adjournment? So moved. All fair say aye? Aye.